The Queens Plaza Greenway is a 1-mile two-way protected bike lane that extends through Long Island City from the intersection of Queens Boulevard and Skillman Avenue to Vernon Boulevard and Queensbridge Park. You may also access the Greenway from 28th Street, the Edgecotch-Queensboro Bridge, and 23rd Street. For travel from the Greenway, Vernon Boulevard allows one to access the East River shoreline for destinations such as Long Island City's Gantry State Park, Roosevelt Island, and Astoria Park. 23rd Street allows one to access downtown Long Island City, where the Citibank building is, and MoMA PS1. The Edgecotch-Queensboro Bridge goes directly to Midtown Manhattan and 59th Street. 29th Street allows one to access northern Long Island City as well as Astoria. 43rd Avenue travels further east into Queens, and Skillman Avenue heads towards downtown Long Island City as well as the Pulaski Bridge to Greenpoint. The city markets the Queens Plaza Greenway as a protected bike lane, but it is really not all that safe, because especially at the intersections, you have impatient drivers and cars trying to make the lights, making it a very dangerous environment to ride. In addition, you have cars frequently blocking the box, making for some extremely tight conditions while trying to cross the street. It is highly recommended to wear bright, visible clothing as well as use a horn to alert drivers that you're coming through, because believe me, these cars have no mercy and may not see you. Caution is advised on Queens Boulevard's north sidewalk between Skillman Avenue and Queens Plaza, since pedestrians very often walk into the bike lane. This is supposed to be a bike lane, but it is not painted. The city was supposed to repaint the lane after the bridge had a construction project finished in 2016, but however, it has been left this way ever since. It would be great if the city went and painted this lane to make this area just a little bit more safe. Please be advised that even though you may have a bell or a horn, don't count on it necessarily to be heard, because between all the car horns, the traffic noises, and the subway turning overhead, it will cause a lot of noise disruption and you will be drowned out. As the Greenway approaches Queens Plaza, one must be extra cautious of the bus stop dropping people off, as well as the Queens Plaza subway station, which further divides the Greenway so there is less space. The safest part of the Greenway is on Queens Plaza North, where there is no fear of cars because it is completely enclosed. However, you will still need to watch out for the occasional pedestrian, although it does not happen as much as the Queens Boulevard Bridge. You must be very careful approaching Crescent Street, as cars come down to enter the lower roadway of the Queensboro Bridge. Respect the traffic light here, because I do not want to see anybody get hurt. As the Greenway approaches 21st Street, one must make a right onto the 21st Street sidewalk in order to continue on the Greenway. Once you cross the street, you'll enter the section of the Greenway which runs adjacent to the Queensbridge houses towards Vernon Boulevard. I do not recommend this route because the roadway here is poorly maintained. There are many cracks and crevices, potholes, tree twigs, sand, you name it, and it is a safety hazard for everyone. Now it's time for the overall ratings of the Queens Plaza Greenway. The Greenway receives a score of 1 out of 10 for safety. There is literally no reason to be here unless you're passing through to get someplace. So do what you need to do here and get out, because it is too dangerous to stay here with all the cars, the pedestrians, and safety hazards. The Greenway receives a score of 3 out of 10 for scenery. There is a little bit of plant life here, but other than that, there isn't much to see. Unless you like subways, car horns, and train traffic, I wouldn't recommend coming down here to do any sightseeing. Greenway receives a score of 8 out of 10 for access, as it allows one to connect to the various neighborhoods around it, such as Astoria, Long Island City, Greenpoint, Brooklyn, Sunnyside, Queens, and Midtown Manhattan via the Queensboro Bridge. This gives it an overall score of 4 out of 10. If you're coming by this way, I recommend you to wear bright, visible clothing, lights even in the daytime, and have an audio signal such as a bell or horn, because you want to be seen and heard by the traffic and not be another statistic. Be careful of cars, pedestrians, and other cyclists, as they may come from anywhere. Thank you for watching.